What we're going to look at now is the 3D printing service available to us in AutoCAD 2010. Now what you'll notice is I'm working in a 3D drafting environment this time round, not 2D. I'm going to create a basic 3D solid, and I'm going to show you how to send it out as a stereo lithography file to a 3D printing service, an STL file. Now a 3D printing service will actually create a solid physical model of the model that you've created in AutoCAD. Mobile phone companies tend to use stereolithography to create prototypes in plastic and polymers of their mobile phone casings. They can then perform destructive testing on them rather than use an actual phone case, which obviously costs a lot more. I'm in the 3D modeling workspace here. You'll notice there's 3D modeling there, and I'm in the 3D modeling workspace in the workspace switching there. You'll see that there. Now just come out of the workspace switching there. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a very basic 3D solid for you. So I'm going to draw a rectangle in the X and Y plane like so. So there's my rectangle there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to extrude that rectangle by using the extrude command here. So I click on extrude, select the rectangle to extrude, like so, press enter to confirm it, and as you can see, as I move upwards now in the Z axis, I can specify the height of that extrusion. I'm going to make that 500, and there's my 3D solid. As you can see, I hover over it and AutoCAD tells me it's a 3D solid. I'm just going to zoom back a little bit and pan a little bit now. Make sure down on the status bar here that DUCS is on. Allow your dynamic UCS, because now I'm going to draw a circle here, hover over this face here and place a circle. Can you see I'm just moving the radius there? And there's my circle there. I'm going to place another circle now. So click on the circle command again, hover over this face here. I want to place a circle on this face here, like so. Left click, and I'm just going to press enter there, so I know that each circle has the same radius. Utilizing press pull here now, I can hover over each of these circles, drag it through the solid object like so, and it puts a hole through it for me. Do the same again with the other circle. See the circle highlight, left click, drag it through the object, left click again, and I've now got holes through my 3D solid. I'm now going to go to the View tab on the ribbon here, and I'm going to go to the Navigate panel and utilize my Orbit option here. If I click on Orbit now, what I can do is I can, using the mouse, orbit around my 3D model, and I'm just proving to you there that the holes do actually go all the way through my 3D solid like so. I can right click and exit my orbit like that. So we have a 3D solid ready to go. What I need to do now is I need to go to my Output tab to output this as a stereo lithography 3D print so that somebody can build a prototype for me. So I go to the Output here, and what I've got is various options. I can plot it if I want to. That'll give me a nice pretty 3D picture. I can export it to a 3D DWF if I want to, or a PDF file. But over here, right on the right hand side, I can send it to a 3D print service. So I click here, and I get two options. I can learn more about preparing a 3D model for printing. I'm going to leave that up to you to read and assume that you're going to read up on that and learn more about it. I'm going to click on Continue, and I now have to select my solid. So I click on it, I press enter, and it brings up a dialog box now that gives me all the information about my 3D solid. I have one object, one solid. I have the scale, the length, the width, and the height. That will all go to the 3D printing service. So I click on OK now, and I now get a dialog box which is very simple. It's asking me 0403 STL, that's the stereo lithography file. Notice it's the only file type you can use. So when I click on Save there, that will save that as an STL file, which I can then send out to my 3D printing service. They will then create a prototype model and return it to me from the 3D geometry. As you can see, the support is much enhanced for 3D printing. And also as well, you can see it's a very productive, effective interface again. This is where AutoCAD 2010 can help you dramatically in your 3D drafting and prototyping.